My name is Chief Saint Emma P. I'm from Bodo community. I am the chairman, the Bon Council of Chiefs and Secretaries. I'm also the chairman, Council of Village Heads, Bodo City. Right now, you are in Bodo City, and where we are now is Tenehole Waterside. The measurement from where I'm standing to Ogoni, where we have boundary with them, is about 8 miles long, 8 miles square. The main occupation of my people, we are fishermen and farmers. We live by fishing and live by farming. But right now, as you see me speak, the place has been destroyed by what happened in 2008 and 2009. The spill, the biggest spill in the whole of West Africa that occurred in Bodo City, that about 4,000 barrels of oil was spilled into the system. This is our major source of livelihood, fishing.
And now you cannot fish anymore? We
cannot fish for over some 15 years now, because this thing happened about 11 years now. This thing happened in 2008 and 2009. I will now tell you that though there were small spill, but it was not as effective or as bad as what happened in 2008 and 2009.
Yeah, we are at Barabe Dam Swamp in Kedere, where the trunk line, the Niger Delta trunk pipeline, operated by the Shell Petroleum Development Company of Nigeria Limited, traverses the swamp down through Po, Mogo, and then up to Bodo, and then to the Andoni local government, down to the export terminal. Here is a spill site. Spill has been going on in this place. The manifold caught fire, and then there was a huge oil spill that continued up to 2013. Spilled through the trench, down through the swamp, and then contaminated the swamp. And as we can see, the entire ecosystem is gone. There's no life in this place anymore. The vegetation is withered, completely burnt off. And so this situation has been like this for years now. UNEP has recommended that there should be urgent attention to situations like this. Sad to say, since 2011, when UNEP report was submitted about this place also, it's still like this today. In the UNEP fact sheet, if you see 019010, that's the code for this site, and the place remains contaminated today, several years after the investigation. This is so sad, and this is what the people live with all through their lives, and that's why people have been crying and complaining. You can see the effect behind us there, where here now becomes the reservoir of all the oil, the receptacle. Everything that comes from there trickle down here and is accumulated. When rain falls, it will continue to expand to Goi, to Mogo, to Bodo, and down towards this thing. So this is a sad situation. For the community, a spiral, a circle of poverty. You are fishermen, we have farmers that depend solely on the environment. And so once there's oil spill, what does it do? It destroys the ecosystem and then interfere with the mutual relationship that the ecosystem and the people that live in that place. There is that kind of mutual reinforcing relationship that continue to exist. That will be destroyed. The habitat will be destroyed. The animals that live in the place will migrate. The microorganisms that help to decompose inorganic materials to transform it to nutrient for the crops to grow will also die. And so you see that harvest will be poor. Once harvest will be poor, the people cannot have enough to eat, and then they cannot also have the one to sell. That means they cannot have access to good health, they cannot have access to proper education, and so they are also not feeding fine. And then for those who are fishermen, sometimes too, even farmers farm on impacted site, harvest the crop and eat it. And in that process, they accumulate the chemical toxins from spade. The same thing to the fishes. So you go to fish, you catch fish from contaminated waters, you take it home, you eat it. So it is not only affecting their source of income, their livelihood itself is impacted. So the ecosystem is destroyed, their livelihood is destroyed, their source of income is not there anymore. And that's the kind of situation we see in this place.
So with what we have passed through and what we have seen and what have happened to us, our children, the one unborn and the one that will be born, our pregnant women, our elderly and our young men, we want the government to declare a state of emergency in Ogoni land and Bodo precisely. Because if you look at the system now, we are affected socially, politically, culturally and otherwise. We are migrating. We are refugees. We are like refugees because when your means of livelihood is destroyed and lost and you cannot get anything to sustain you in your community, you have to migrate to where you can do something to survive.